I got to check out Star Trek Beyond.
I enjoyed it too. Did we go together?
Possibly, man. Possibly.
I think so.
You guys don't even know. Come on now.
Came out last Friday. Can't remember where he was.
I take Nips with me to the theater, so
There you go.
to be the worst.
Hey, that's called doing it right.
Star Trek into
I
blackout.
never not enjoyed movies. Yeah.
Well,
Into
actually,
Darkness is pretty good though.
wait, do y'all say you couldn't remember Inner Darkness? Because I remember it in the
I
Darkness.
loved.
No, I didn't.
I
That
don't
flip
remember
with
it.
the end was great.
I don't think
Yeah.
I minded, but like it was like literally like a week later. I'm like, what the hell happened in that movie? I don't really. No,
True,
it can't have been
wasn't-
that good because I don't remember what the hell was going on.
Well, they did a lot of stuff that was supposed to be memorable, but because it was
wasn't.
executed so quick, you don't really have time to process a lot. Like the Klingons in it, I thought looked badass.
was
And-
Damon Lindelof
Yeah.
write that one too?
I believe so, and that was supposed to be like
Yeah.
a big deal. But it was kind of glossed over because Jeremy Lin took it over from J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Jeremy Lin.
Yeah.
Jeremy Lin.
Hardest working man.
No, no.
I think the basketball player. that's
Justin
what I was
Lin.
thinking.
Like doing he's doing crossovers
Yeah.
and like got the camera on his shoulder.
No wonder it sucked. Yeah.
Wow.
Savage.
Wow. All right.
Oh,
well,
he's
right,
heard worse. Come on, he better.
Right now,
It should be all right.
man, right
You know
now we're
Pat's a
talking
huge
about Star Trek
fan,
Beyond.
dude.
I'm a huge Star Trek fan, yo. For
Really?
real. Yeah. I know. I'll play it pretty close to the chest. Show my tattoo. But no, we're talking about Star Trek Beyond, starring Chris Pine, starring Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana, Carl Urban, and the dearly departed Anton Yelchin.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
crazy.
And who plays Chris Pine's father in this?
Who played Chris Pine? Well, he's not in this movie, but are you talking about Thor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Hemsworth played.
That was in the first one. Though.
That was in the first one. That was in Star
Wasn't it?
2009
He's
Star
coming
Trek.
back though. I thought.
He's supposed
I
to
didn't
be
know
this
if
one.
he
He's supposed
did
to come
this
back as a
one or he
cameo
might
in-
come back next.
No,
Okay.
there's supposed to be a cameo. There's talk of a cameo, but as of right now, these are all rumors.
All right.
There was talk of William Shatner making a cameo in this
Yeah.
movie, and it's not really a spoiler. It's just he wasn't there. Period.
That's the thing they do
Don't
now
waste time
with,
looking
like,
for him. I dig this. The plot of Star Trek Beyond is the USS Enterprise crew explores the furthest reaches of uncharted space, where they encounter a new and ruthless enemy who puts them and everything the Federation stands for to the test. Basically, these cats have been on their 5-year mission for about 3 years. They bored off their asses. All right, and I thought that part was awesome because this is like their 5-year mission. We're out in space, deep space. It's like, what happened in deep space? Abso-friggin-lutely nothing. Like, the cats are getting doughy. Cats are bored. They're putting in for transfers. And I'm
Somehow
like,
they're still in great shape though. Yeah.
John Cho is just like the man is Sulu. Yeah, there was a whole controversy too with this one where George
partner.
Takei.
Well, they wanted to make Sulu
Sulu gay,
right?
Yeah,
And they thought it was for George Takei. They're honoring him, and he kind of came out and was like, "That's stupid." Yeah. Right? And he's like, "Why didn't you make a new character and just make him gay? Like that's not close to the vision." He was kind of upset. And they were kind of like, "Damn, we
I never
screwed
really
that one up, didn't we?"
thought of
Yeah.
Sulu as a gay man.
No, he wasn't that. I guess he was
not.
specifically written just to be
Like,
that.
regardless of who George Takei is, great.
Yeah.
But
I get it
respect
on
him, but
both
never.
sides, though. I get that, like, hey, it's.
I mean, like, they were progressive for when they were, in the 60s, but, like, I probably, they weren't even ready to touch that yet.
Woman, so it's like,
Yeah.
come
Kirk
on,
kissing
man.
the black girl, like they were just.
Yeah, so we
getting
can.
over it.
They aired that.
I think that's what got Gene Roddenberry killed.
Yeah, I think you're gonna bring up in the next
No,
class you're
not
teaching called,
The thing about it is, it was a progressive show for the time, but even now we're trying to do new progressive things. This script was written by Simon Pegg, who you can definitely see the differences. There's a lot more. Well, first of all, there's a lot more Scotty on screen. He's the best Simon Pegg.
I wonder how that works. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But he did a lot to expand different characters' roles. There's a deep friendship building, or that has been built between Kirk and Bones and Dr. McCoy. There's a developing friendship with Spock and Bones. Zachary Quinto seems to be doing interesting things with Spock now, where historically the character of Mr. Spock has always been very detached from his human side and really struggles to show with showing emotion when he doesn't want to, and it's just a facet of his character. It comes out every now and then. Zachary Quinto is doing very interesting things where he's more embracing the human side, especially now with some of the revelations in this picture. And I thought that added to the gripping aspects of this movie.
Very nice touch.
Yeah, I'm a longtime Star Trek fan. You think, I've seen it all. I know backgrounds of this character. You're not gonna pull something past me. Oh, he did that. That's dope. What? Yeah. You know, it was there was a lot of those moments where if you're not a Star Trek fan, you're going to go into this one with a certain amount of skepticism, but I think it'll win you over. Before we get too deeply into the plot, I'm going to say I recommend this. It doesn't attain my absolute highest level of recommendation, mostly because, again, I'm a Star Trek fan. I'm going to be more attached to this than someone who's maybe a light fan, a casual fan, like my boy here, who I'm glad you are here to provide that.
The other side of this magnet. So
yeah, I'm going to stop gushing over this and pass the mic.
I mean, I'm going to gush too because I enjoyed myself. So the first one I enjoyed a lot, but as we spoke earlier, it went a little fast, so I don't really remember much of it. I just remember coming out with a very positive view of the movie, and I was like, I'll watch that again.
It's called the nerd boner, my brother.
Welcome. It was a little flaccid then. I don't remember that one.
You gotta get like half two messings.
But I remember when I came to this film, I was just basically like, I'm open to it. I'm looking forward to it, but it's not really something that I'm gonna put on a calendar and mark down and like that.
Right.
I got a free screening pass. That was nice. That's the upside. And when I got there, I had a couple drinks and my food was in hand, so I was in a great mood to watch just a popcorn film. And on some levels, it is kind of like that, where it's you don't really need to be familiar with the universe, and they're gonna get through it. They're gonna do the backlog of the story. You're gonna get up to date what the characters do and what kind of their role is on the ship. They do that really well in the first probably like 40 minutes. You get through that and you're up to speed. After that, they start throwing in the plot. You go to different places. They go deeper in the universe, whatever. I really enjoy the fact that they use a little bit more current things to making sure there's not like just some outdated old ritual from back in the day. You feel like you're looking at some relic of time past. They updated with the music, updated with the fighting styles, they updated with the clothing. Well, not the uniforms for the actual Star Trek crew, but the people they ran into definitely had, like, I think one girl had a foam posits on or something like that.
Hold on.
She wearing Yeezys.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna throw out two things
Somehow
there.
she spent $200.
Space bucks.
No, I'm gonna throw out two things there. You mentioned the uniforms. The uniforms, but yo, cats was styling in this one, man.
They had a better cut.
Yeah. Yo, Kurt, they step off the ship. They got these fly ass motorcycle jackets on. They stepping out like, I'm like, damn, all right.
The Outsiders?
No, cats were ill, man. It's like, yo, this dude steps out. He got shoulder pads on.
Yeah, the uniforms is still generically the same. It's just they got better cut.
They're still uniforms.
Better tailor, basically.
Better. Yeah, it looks a lot better.
Got a better tailor.
Look at it this way. What was that movie with Christina Applegate where she was styling her school uniforms so the kids would want to wear them, and she made all these badass looks, but they were all still school uniforms. They just looked badass. This was like that. It's like
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, no, it's like if the uniform's not corny, then yeah, people might want to wear them. They just all look the same, but everyone's got the same fly gear. It's still fly gear.
Team on fleek.
Well, if everybody's fly, it kind of lowers the bar for fly, doesn't it?
Nah, baby. That makes your whole organization dope.
If it's a crew, but if it's the whole damn school,
that means your whole set has style. All right. Well, what up? Well, there was that, and also one thing I noticed a lot. You may not have picked up on because you mentioned it. It's like
very
there's a lot of modern references, but there's a lot of updated presentation in this too. So this movie had tons of fan service, and I mean nuanced stuff. One of the things I actually wrote down
service,
here.
Right?
Yo, hey man, no, he's making the jack off. Don't forget you, man. But no, it's just like if you're a Star Trek fan, like deep Star Trek fan, so many cuts in this, left and right. Like one of the things I wrote down, which is so specific. There's an announcement when they first walk into to Yorktown base. That's the name of one of the ships. That's another one. But they walk on there and they call out a ship by number. That ship number was Picard's original ship in The Next Generation. No one's gonna get that. No one's gonna get that unless you are a deep level fan. And I'm just like, oh, that's like 3 references.
And the guy behind's like, shut up.
30 seconds. No, because remember what movie you're in.
Yeah,
all right, the guy right next to me is high-fiving strangers, yo. That's the experience this was. And you know what? Did that take away from the movie from you?
Of course not, because it's over my head.
Yeah,
exactly. And you still didn't have a bad time. You still didn't like feel, oh, it's awkward. I'm not getting these references. Let me walk out.
All these numbers.
It's like no, they kept that stuff low key and still gave you a good movie.
You're right. It's not big enough to know that you're missing out on something. You know what I mean? So that's okay. I get it.
It's a nice little Easter egg. If you're not that deeply involved,
Easter egg's a perfect word for it.
Yeah, you know. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I also have to call Anton Yelchin, who he didn't have much screen time in this, but rest in peace for one of his final performances.
Simon Pegg's like, man, I should have put that guy in the movie more. Maybe take it away from myself.
Stop putting him in red shirts.
Hey, Pete, speaking on Anton, did you have the feeling of like sitting at the edge of your seat like they're gonna do some type of shout out for Anton through the whole movie. Like every first time you see him on screen, this first time you see his name, do you think like, oh, they're gonna do something? They can do something to put a halo on his head? What are they gonna do? To put like one of the little effect on something?
That seems like a bad taste. You go put a halo on the dead dude? That's cold.
Bad taste. Halo's bad taste. But I'm saying like when you first saw him or when you saw his name in the credits,
would they do like a Paul Walker thing?
Yeah.
I kind of thought they might. I
didn't realize. I mean, when I remember when Paul Walker passed away, how popular he was, man. I'm like, really?
Popular?
Yeah.
Well,
I guess
because of the Fast and Furious series, man. Before that, he was doing like what was that movie? Blue Crush? Into the Blue.
Yeah, he was. I mean,
Blue.
he's not a good actor.
I'm ringing a bell.
No, but he found his niche, man. Anton Yelchin was one of the.
No, he found his
more
movie.
versatile.
He was single.
Man, and child actor made good, man. I mean, if Shia LaBeouf had gone after the first Transformers, we'd be singing that dude's praises. Maybe not after Eagle Eye.
LaBeouf.
All right. But like I said, I do recommend this. I enjoyed the crap out of it. I do call out several performances. Chris Pine was the most Shatner he's ever been.
Yeah, he was.
His delivery was like more Shatner-esque.
It's getting a little more syncopated. Like,
he was. Blatantly, and he had the Shatner hair. He had the Shatner curly hair with the sideburns. I'm like, this is blatant. This is deliberate. But it's awesome.
He looked a little older and more bloated.
Man.
Yeah. He had a little more. He had a little bit of pudge going on. He wasn't out of shape, but you could see it developing.
It's deep space.
Yeah.
Gravity just keeps
deep space. He's spreading them out a little bit.
And I do respect I do respect the attention to canon on this. I do respect the performance, even though it's Star Trek, it's science fiction. I love the fact that actors are taking it seriously. They're giving their all. Carl Urban once again gave a great performance. Zachary Quinto, I'm loving him as the more human Spock. The only one that just was just kind of there, and even though they tried to make her not, Zoe Saldana has never really moved me as Uhura. I like her as an actress. I like her as Uhura. I don't love her as Uhura because she's
Columbiana, which was the worst thing
we don't discuss that.
My bad.
No,
you're right. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
You know how much you hurt Herb with that statement. He's jumping a single tear like that Native American with the pollution.
Columbiana was alright for me. I was here for the eye candy.
Yeah, no, she's a Star Trek fan though. For someone who's like a lifelong Star Trek fan who still has yet to see this movie, why do I need to go see it?
You need to see this because it's the continuation of the story of Kirk and Spock and Bones and Uhura and maybe
so
I'll
the
check
crew
off. But it's their actual story being represented properly by new actors. So this isn't Star Trek Generations where we got to send them off with respectful.
We got to kill Kirk with a bridge.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're saying you liked it because I really thought the first one was popular and I thought it was good. The second one, like I said, I forgot about it like a week later. I thought they were just going to progressively get worse until
here's what's
making them. I'm glad that
going to
this
get your butt in the seat. The villain is played by Idris Elba.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to go see it now.
That's kind of a spoiler.
That's not a spoiler.
No,
he's in the credits.
Yeah, you see.
But it's at the end.
Well, you see you saw like in the trailer too that he does that one thing. He's like, come and get me here.
Yeah,
casual guy. Didn't watch the trailer. Just kind of sat my ass in the seat.
Well, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Idris Elba, I'm going to see him in.
I was like, it sounds like him.
Great performance. I was like, I knew it was him by all. Also, the way they actually solved the problems in this were innovative. When you think Star Trek, it's like they've done everything. It's like they've done everything, sure, but they're finding interesting ways to use the things that they know. The stuff that you've seen is being utilized in new ways, in interesting ways. You can tell this is a new writer.
They've covered a lot of bases with the trilogy. Like in the beginning, it's a new timeline. They've explained that thoroughly.
Yeah,
I watched the movie 3 times to make sure that I understood what they were doing, and from that point on, it was just perfect.
Okay, because
can't complain.
Yeah, because I know Pat, like being the purist that you are, I know you're going to say this left a bad taste in my mouth from Into Darkness, where they're like, we got to get Khan's blood to like solve this problem, not realizing that there's like 100 or so of his people like on the ship with the same exact DNA. It's just like, why don't you innovate there? Like, that was an easy fix.
Well, the whole thing there.
So you're telling me there's none of that in this movie, right?
Well, no, there's some of that, but here's where Inner Darkness went wrong. That Beyond went right.
Yeah.
It was written by a true fan.
Yeah,
and they incorporated those, and the characters mention them, and then find ways around them. The way they solved the big final problem, or not the big final problem, the way they escaped from the big final problem would be a tremendous spoiler. But it's one of those little things that you always had in the back of your mind. If you could do this, why don't you just do this? they did this. They found a way to make it work within the story. It's awesome. My main beef with Into Darkness is that it was only one movie, where had they done the first movie as the original episode of the original series that Khan came from,
Yeah, that would have made sense.
yeah, that would have
I
been awesome.
loved it, yeah.
And then the second movie, Into Darkness 2, The Search for More Money, would have been would have that as the remake of Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan. Then it would have made more sense and would have been awesome. In this movie, Simon Pegg is a fan. You can tell, or at the very least, someone who knows his stuff.
Plus, he's funny.
Yeah,
Let's get that right dialogue. You know, that's a little punchy like that. So,
Snap
helps.
and they address a lot of things where I, as a Star Trek fan, was satisfied. My boy here is as not a Star Trek fan per se.
You know,
Also satisfied.
Yeah, so I give it my
know
seal of
what?
approval, man. I'd recommend anyone go check this out.
You know what I wish they would do though with like the sequel names? They need better titles. They need like that Darkness
Always,
or something like this. They need something like the Wrath of Khan was cool. Like New Hope, all that stuff. Like
Star Trek
you
7,
need
this
something.
time it's your ass.
Yeah, like the Search for Spock, all that. You know, they need. I think they need to probably
It needs to be
spruce up the
an
title a
entire
little bit
clause
better.
as
Yeah,
opposed to like a independent
because I'm never gonna
clause,
remember.
yeah.
It was Darkness. This one.
Star Trek 14, multiple nut punches.
Black,
going into
blue,
darkness.
purple. Like I don't know. Yeah, let's just get
Star
them.
Trek
Punch up those
15,
names. Oh, that's what I'm.
Tom
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Who's Tom Poe's Revenge?
All right, well, on that high note, all right.